Hello everyone, welcome to Education 741 Improvement in Reading. My name is Kristen Dembroski and this is a brief introductory video for our course this fall 2019. The purpose of this video is just to give you a brief skeletal outline of the major activities and learning experiences we're going to have throughout the course. It is a short 8-week course, but we're going to learn a lot and have some fun. If you check the syllabus, you will see that there are actually 9 learning outcomes, but there were 4 in particular that I wanted to highlight to give you a general idea of where we're heading in this course. The first goal or outcome is that we want to be able to articulate what it means to be an effective teacher of reading. Of course, you can expect to read some current research and learn about best practices of an effective literacy instructor. Second, demonstrate familiarity examining students' literacy development. We're going to really focus on talking about literacy development as a spectrum or as a continuum instead of in grade level bands or grade level expectations. We want to be able to take any child, regardless of their current skill level, and be able to clearly articulate what they are capable of doing and how we can push them to improve. Third, we're going to talk about scaffolding students' reading and writing development. You're going to get a lot of tools and some great ideas for how to help build each student's individual capacity. And fourth, facilitate students' comprehension. We're going to talk about strategic readers and text factors. We're going to talk about how we can conference with a student reading any text, whether or not we're familiar with it at all. And we can be able to identify specific text factors and help our students be more strategic in attacking those texts so that they can improve their literacy skills. The main textbook you're going to need for this course is Jennifer Saravello, and if you haven't heard of her, I'll be shocked. She's a pretty big guru in literacy field right now. You probably have several of her texts, but maybe not this one yet. This one is Understanding Texts and Readers. And I believe it's maybe about $35 on Amazon, and I promise you won't regret purchasing this book whatsoever. And that is your only required purchase for this course. We're also going to be viewing some video excerpts from Valerie Ellery's Creating Strategic Readers. There are 4 DVDs, and I'm working with the librarian right now to get them uploaded to Canvas for you, so there's nothing that you need to do there. The first 2 videos are on primary grades, and the second 2 videos are on intermediate grades, and we're going to look at phonics and phonemic awareness and fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. And Valerie Ellery is really fantastic for giving you strategies and learning activities that you can engage with right away in your classroom. Really hands-on ideas. We're also going to have some supplementary media and articles and texts that I will share with you. We're going to read an oldie but a goodie. I think this article is early 2000s, Richard Allington's What I've Learned About Effective Reading Instruction. And these are some good classic tenets that still hold true today, but we're going to take a new spin on them and talk about how we can evolve his format of effective reading instruction to include and incorporate what we're learning from this course. I'm also going to give you a few brief excerpts from Lucy Calkins' A Guide to the Phonics Units of Study. No, I'm not pushing units of study or teachers college, but she knows her stuff, and she's got some really great position statements that I'd like to share with you. And last but not least, we're going to be looking at the International Literacy Association position statement on teaching and assessing spelling. So we're going to get a very balanced literacy approach to our resources. We're going to look at reading, writing, phonics, word study, and spelling all together. Balanced literacy, in fact, is going to be a major theme throughout this course. One of the expectations is that you keep a writer's notebook or a teacher diary. If you've had a course from me before, then you know that this is a pretty common expectation. It's another way to track your learning. Each week, I will ask you to write an entry into your writer's notebook to track your learning, and you will answer as many of these prompts below as apply to your learning that week. Even though there are 8 weeks in the course, I'm only going to actually ask you to turn in weeks 3 and 4. The rest are for your personal learning tracking. So prompts could be something I already knew that was reinforced through this week's resources. So the goal here is to recognize that you are a growing expert, and it's so great to be validated when you hear something that you already knew and to feel just on top of your field. The next prompt, something new I learned this week that made me feel excited or curious, and the goal here is to recognize how you are a lifelong learner. The third prompt, something I encountered this week that connects to a current or former student. Obviously, the goal here is being able to connect research to practice. The more that we can anchor our learning into real-life experiences, recalling previous students or applying to current students that you are working with, the more realistic it becomes and the more likely you are to remember and use these learning strategies. And the fourth prompt, something I encountered this week that I want to share with my colleagues. You're just bursting with excitement to go talk to somebody about it. The learning goal here is recognizing you are part of a professional learning community. We don't live in silos anymore. Teachers, we know we are best when we work and collaborate with others. So the writer's notebook, you can keep that any way you like. In the past, I've encouraged using a Google Doc and sharing with me, but you definitely don't need to do that because you're just going to turn in weeks 3 and 4 through Canvas. So if you prefer to keep a Word document or Pages document or even handwrite in a composition notebook, whatever makes you happy. We will have 5 discussion posts in Canvas. When we do these discussion posts, I will give you specific prompts that week, which you will know ahead of time. And by Thursday, you need to make 1 original post, and that's a minimum of 200 words. And you will post your response to the prompt. Then over the next 2-3 days, you're going to come back and read what your colleagues wrote in their original posts, and you need to make 2 replies to your colleagues, 100 words minimum each. And those need to be made Sunday by midnight. And then I start grading them Monday morning and giving you feedback. I also like to chime in on the discussion posts, and I just love watching your professional conversations unfold. A third learning activity through this course is you're going to write a professional growth plan. You're going to be asked to write 2 balanced literacy goals for your teaching practice. Anyone in education knows exactly these are like SLOs. You want to write 2 SMART goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Based on what you are learning in this course, I want you to reflect on your own teaching practice and think about 2 things that you think that you can polish really well for yourself this year. 2 areas of needing TLC in your teaching practices. We are going to workshop those on our face-to-face day. You're going to bring a draft of your 2 goals, and we'll workshop them as a group. And then your final goals will be due week 7. More to come on that. And then your final project will be a philosophy statement. You are going to expound everything that you believe about literacy based on what we're learning in this course, all of your coursework, current research, best practices, and I want you to organize your philosophy statement around these 6 concepts: time, talk, teaching, testing, text, and tasks. More to come on that as well. Though this course is mostly online, there is 1 face-to-face day. Instead of dragging you guys twice to Mosinee, we decided to make 1 marathon day, 8 to 4 p.m. on October 5th. I'm still planning what we're going to be doing that day. Lunch will absolutely happen, but some learning activities I know I want on our docket are the professional growth plan workshop that I mentioned. I'd like us to think about sharing and enhancing our conferring toolkits. If you have a conferring toolkit and you know what this is, I'm inviting you please to bring it to our face-to-face day so that we can look at each other's and learn. If you have no idea what a conferring toolkit is, you will by reading our Jennifer Saravello text, and I will bring some things to share, and you can sit and make a list of all the things that you would put into your dream toolkit to create for yourself. So that will be a really useful portion of our face-to-face day is actually building our conferring toolkits. And then I also know I want to do some work around vocabulary activities, because that's some feedback I continually get, is that teachers always feel a weakness in terms of identifying vocabulary that's worthwhile for education, and how to actually help our students learn the vocabulary terms. So more about those conferring toolkits. Here are some pictures of some conferring toolkits that teachers use in my district. One teacher prefers a binder and she keeps everything there. She teaches 3rd grade. Another teacher has just a literal bucket that she brings around with her, and we'll talk about what goes in their toolkits. And that's pretty much it. I am so sorry for the Christmas reference, but I can't help it. I am so excited, and reading is my favorite. I am very excited to work with you all again. Some of you, this will be my 3rd time getting to know you even better. And I looked at the list, and it looks like a few of you are new, and I'm so excited to meet you. And it's going to be a great 8 weeks. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to love our textbook, and you're going to find a lot of stuff you know from my previous courses that you're going to be able to take back to your classroom and use right away. As always, feel free to text, email, or call me. I'm very reachable. Just please use my Gmail, kristendembroski@gmail.com, if you want a response anytime this century. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.